In this last video for the startup journey, I want to talk a little bit about where to next. Again, the purpose of this was to keep things as simple as possible and to help set a bit of a foundation for those entrepreneurs that are out there really trying to create something cool, new product, new service, go to market, and and make a difference with what they're creating. So, we've spoken a bit about how to develop your product, how to partner with people, how to test that product, how to get feedback on that product. And now let's just say, you're starting to operate, you're starting to get traction, you've got that feedback, you've made some changes, maybe you've done a pivot, sort of have gone down a different direction. It's sort of like where to next. Now, this is the bit where it could get super complicated, where you can start to potentially look into, funding. So there's different types of funding. Very common type of funding is, say, venture capitalist funding, so going to what they call a VC. There's obviously funding where you can offer things such as a convertible note. So effectively, it's an exchange of shares or shares of the business, not necessarily equity, but paper shares, to say, hey, if you invest in this business and we end up getting funded and we end up making a certain amount of money, this is what it'll be worth. You'll get this piece of the pie, and this is your return. The investment side is not something that I dive into personally. There's a lot of good people that you can speak to about it. This would be the sort of point in time where, if you are looking at investment, you start speaking to an accountant about how to maybe go about gaining that investment. Also, potentially aligning yourself within the startup spaces, or with mentors, so with people that maybe have done it, that have taken a product to market, that have got an external funding. I'm a big fan personally of personal funding, and not everybody's in the position to do it. As an investor in businesses, I've always used my money and my resources as opposed to other people's. There's probably a lot of people out there that would argue against that, only because they say, well, you use other people's money to grow. But for me, it's part of the challenge. It's being able to take something from zero to launch to profit, by doing it myself. And sure, the time frame might be longer, and with the companies, if I wanted to take them, say, to the next level, or the scale was going to be quite significant, then that's when I'd be looking at talking to VCs, or talking to private capital firms, or private investors about the big sums of money. This is where you start talking millions of dollars being invested on a growth trajectory. You've got a plan in place, you've demonstrated product viability, you've got a user base, you're already starting to turn over money, maybe you're even starting to make some profit. That seems to be the stuff that really appeals to external investment. It's really hard taking people on the journey at the very beginning, when it's effectively an idea, and you've maybe got a little bit of a product or a test or that MVP out there. That can be a little bit hard to sell to potential investors. However, that's why I'm a big fan of doing it yourself, getting the right partners, taking it to market as quickly as possible, figuring out ways to start getting it to a point where you can sell it effectively, start getting users on board. Even if you're only breaking even or you're covering your costs, it makes things a lot easier. And then when it comes to scaling, that's when you can start to make decisions where you can go, well, hey, in a second, yeah, maybe I can put some of my own money in, or maybe between myself and some of my business partners, maybe we decide to have equity share of the business, so we all put in equal sums of money, and that might give us the next boost to allow us to take it to the next level. Or then that's the point where you go, hey, this is really serious. This is an amazing opportunity, and we start looking at external investment. Again, trying to keep it really simple. I really hope you've gotten something out of this series. I would love your thoughts and feedback. If you enjoyed it and you want to hear more, there are questions that you might have, maybe that I can answer based on my personal experiences, which is what I love to share. Then please feel free to drop me a line, either on Facebook or email, or through my website. That'd be greatly appreciated. Talk to you soon.